여러분, 10일 데이 11 예습 낭독을 하고 가겠습니다. 네. 자, 요거를 공유를 하고요. 복사 단톡방에 나누고 하겠습니다. 자, 읽어볼게요. 이렇게 해서 We heard him mumbling to himself. When I had to pee, he ignored my knocking. Probably because he was concentrating so hard, Lynn had to take me to the motel office and ask to use their bathroom. The evil, vain lady was there. She didn't say anything, just shook her head in annoyance and handed us the key. Her head swayed as if she could hardly keep it up. Lynn whispered to me, "She's drunk. I'm not gossiping, just explaining the fact." The woman's head fell to the counter. Earlier I hadn't liked her, but now I felt bad for her. I wondered if her parents loved her so much as mine loved me. When we returned to our room, Uncle Katsuhisa was ready to challenge Lynn. They sat down at the small table in our room. I sat on the bed with Bera Bera and watched the game. My father had spent an hour searching through the truck for Bera Bera and my sister's sweater. Uncle made a big show of clearing his throat. Then he thought and thought. He popped his ears 27 times. I counted. It took him about 10 minutes to move one pawn. I would have been bored, but Bera Bera talked to me all the time. He told me everything. He did every day. All he did was talk. He also talked to Lynn. He told her that he knew Alice from the Through and Looking Glass book and that, like Alice, he could enter the magic world of reflections. When we looked at a clear reflection, like in a pond or a mirror, the reflection looked almost exactly like the real thing. But the world of reflections was different. It was magic. Naturally, Lynn had taught me that. She told me that Bera Bera had many friends in the magic world of reflections. In his other world, he was very important. Maybe he was even emperor. But with me, he was just my loving, talkative friend. Lynn took about 2 seconds to move a pawn. Uncle Katsuhisa took about 15 minutes to move another pawn. Then Lynn moved a knight, and Uncle Katsuhisa looked stunned. I fell asleep, and when I woke up, Lynn was slumping in her chair, looking bored. Uncle was frowning, deep in thought. Lynn still had their queen, and he didn't. For a moment, I thought Uncle was going to cry. Then he tipped over his king. That meant he surrendered. He walked outside and we ran to the window to watch him spit. He was kind of like the gazer our father took us to see once at Yellowstone. That is, he spit at regular intervals. The Indians were spitting outside again. They looked at Uncle as if he might possibly be losing his mind. "Should I let him win one time?" said Lynn. "No," I said. Then when I woke up in the middle of the night, I noticed a crack of light under the bathroom door. Uncle's cot was empty. I knew he was studying his chessboard. I felt a little sorry for him. He probably wanted to be a genius like Lynn. Maybe he envied her bright future. Sometimes I thought about my future because Lynn said I should. She said it was hard to tell at this point, but someday if I didn't go to Africa to study animals, I might be a beautiful genius tennis player. I didn't worry about it one way or another. I didn't care if I was a genius or if I was pretty or if I was good in sports. 네, 다 읽었습니다. 네, 여기까지. 그러면은 월요일날 또 만나서 해보도록 해요. 뿅!